Hi, everyone. Happy First Chapter Friday. The book tonight is Allegedly by Tiffany D. Jackson. And I love this book, but it was totally checked out of my library. So I'm reading it to you as an ebook. So, Allegedly by Tiffany D. Jackson. And this is the summary. Mary B. Addison killed a baby. Allegedly. She didn't say much in that first interview with the detectives, and the media filled in only the blanks that mattered. A white baby had died while under the care of a church going black woman and her 9-year-old daughter. The public convicted Mary, and the jury made it official. But did she do it? She wouldn't say. Mary survived 6 years in baby jail before being dumped in a group home. The house isn't really home. No place where you fear for your life can be considered a home. Home is Ted, who she meets on an assignment at a nursing home. There wasn't a point to setting the record straight before, but now that she's got Ted and their unborn child to think about, when the state threatens to take her baby, Mary must find the voice to fight her past, and her fate lies in the hands of the one person she distrusts the most, her mama. No one knows the real mama, but who really knows the real Mary? And here we go, the first chapter of Allegedly. Chapter 1. Excerpt from Babies Killing Babies, Profiles of Preteen and Teen Murderers by Jane E. Woods, page 10. Some children are just born bad, plain and simple. These are the children that don't live up to the statistics. One cannot blame their surroundings or upbringings for their behavior. It's not a scientifically proven inheritable trait. These children are a sociological phenomenon. This type of child is perfectly depicted in the classic 1950s film, The Bad Seed, based on the novel by William March. It is the story of an 8-year-old girl, sweet and seemingly innocent, the prize of her picture-perfect family, who her mother suspects is a murderer. The adorable Rhoda, a blue-eyed, blonde-haired princess, skips around the film in pigtails and baby doll dresses, killing anyone who won't let her have her way. The film was horrific for its time, a villain played by a young girl, appearing as innocent as any other. People couldn't conceive of a child being capable of murder. Even in present day, the act is unfathomable. This is how Mary B. Addison became a household name. Mary is Rhoda's story, personified, begging the question, was there something that made her snap, or was the evil dormant all along? A fly got in the house on Monday. It's Sunday and he's still around, bouncing from room to room like he's the family pet. I never had a pet before. They don't let convicted murderers have pets in the group home. I named him Herbert. He's a baby fly, not one of those noisy horse flies, so no one notices him until he zooms in front of your face and lands near your orange juice. I'm surprised in a house full of delinquents no one's killed him yet. I guess he has survival skills like me. Keeps a low profile, never begging for unnecessary attention. Just like me, he wants to live a quiet life, nibble on some scraps, and be left alone. But just like me, someone is always coming up behind him, shooing away with the back of a hand. I feel for Herbert. Being a chronic unwanted guest can really suck. At night, Herbert sleeps on top of the crooked molding that frames my closet, home to the few items of clothing I own. 3 pairs of jeans, 1 pair of black pants, 5 summer shirts, 5 winter shirts, 1 sweater, and a hoodie. No jewelry, just one of those ankle bracelets given to me by the state so they can follow me around like the sun. Mary, Mary, what the hell are you doing? Get down here now. That's Miss Stein, I don't know what you'd call her, and hopefully you'll never need to. I climb off the top bunk and Herbert wakes, following me into the bathroom. I'm the youngest, so of course I get the top bunk. That's the rules of the game. In 1 month, I'll be 16. I wonder if they'll do anything to celebrate. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Celebrate birthdays, especially milestones like 16. I was still in baby jail on my last milestone, my 13th birthday. They didn't throw me a party then either. My birthday gift, a black eye and bruised rib from Chantel in the cafeteria, just for breathing in her direction. That chick was mad, crazy, but I'm the ones with words like rage tendencies all over my file. Anyways, I've been in this home of 7 girls for the past 3 months, and not one birthday has ever been mentioned. Guess birthdays don't mean a thing when you're in a group home. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Hard to celebrate the day you're born when everyone seems to wish you were never born at all, especially after you come into this world and fuck it all up. I can name several people who I wish were never born. Some chocolate cake and ice cream, maybe some balloons would be cool. But that's what the stupid girl I used to be wishes for. I keep reminding myself she's dead, just like Alyssa. Mary, Mary, where the hell are you? The shower head is a slow, drizzling rain cloud. I hate showers. In baby jail, I only got to take one 5-minute shower every other day, the water like a fire hose, whipping my skin like towel snaps. I never took showers before, always baths, playing in the bubbles made from lemon dish soap and the white porcelain tubs. Mary, god damn it! I swear that woman can drive out water. Herbert buzzes around my wet hair, drawn to the gel that helps slick down my brown fro back into a curly ponytail. Wish I was a fly. Like, be a real fly on the wall, staring with kaleidoscope eyes at particles floating in the air. I can spend hours entertained by my own fascination of nothingness. It's a trick I learned in the crazy house, to look like I was stone cold dead to the world so they would stop asking so many damn questions. But I can't be a fly. Not today. I have to prepare, be on high alert and focused, because in a few hours, the most dangerous, most diabolical, most conniving woman in the world is visiting me. My mother. Transcript from the December 12th interview with Mary B. Addison, age 9. Detective. Hi, Mary. My name is Jose. I'm a detective. Mary. Hi. Detective. Now don't be afraid. Your mom said it was okay for us to talk to you. Can I get you anything? You hungry? Would you like something to eat? What about a cheeseburger? Mary. Cheeseburger. Detective. Okay, great. I love cheeseburgers too. Now don't be scared. Just want to ask you a couple of questions about what happened last night. You'll really be helping us out. Mary. Okay. Detective. Great. So now, how old are you, Mary? Mary. 9. Detective. 9. Wow, such a big girl. Do you know how old Alyssa was? Mary. Mama said she was 3 months old. Detective. That's right. She was a very tiny baby. What did you do when you helped your mommy take care of her? Mary. I fed her and burped her and stuff. Detective. Okay, so now, Mary, can you tell me what happened last night? Mary. I don't know. Detective. Your mommy said you were alone in the room with Alyssa, that she was sleeping in the room with you. Mary. I don't know. Detective. You sure? Your mommy said she was crying. Mary. I know she wouldn't stop crying. I couldn't sleep. Detective. Did you try to make her stop crying? Mary. I don't remember. I'm on kitchen duty today. That means I have to scrub and wash until Miss Stein can see her fat white face in every pot and pan. Ms. Stein doesn't know how to clean, but she sure knows how to criticize. Mary, does this look clean to your dumb ass? Clean it again. It took the state 6 long years to realize I wasn't a threat to society before they ripped me out of baby jail and put me with Ms. Stein. From one prison to another, that's all it was. Understand, there's a big difference between baby jail and juvie, where the rest of the girls in the house come from. Juvie is for badass kids who do stuff like rob bodegas, steal cars, maybe stupidly try to kill someone. Baby jail is for kids who have done way worse, like me. Anyway, some social worker dropped me off and said that this is Miss Stein, and left right before I met the real Ms. Stein. Most of my life, no one has bothered to explain anything to me. It's been one "'cause I said so" scenario after another. I stopped asking questions, and in 6 years, I have not run into one adult who would do me the same common courtesy of explaining why something's happened to me. I guess killers don't get respect, so I've stopped expecting it. Ms. Stein limps into the kitchen, her bow legs fat and swollen. You think someone would change their diet after they reach over 200 pounds. But not Ms. Stein. She still eats an entire box of Etman's crumb top donuts a day. Mary, you move as slow as molasses. Why does it take you so long to wash some damn dishes? I don't know why God sent me to Ms. Stein. I don't know why God does a lot of things. But Mama always told me to not ask questions and to keep praying, even for fat, mean white ladies like Ms. Stein. I still see grease on that counter. If I can see it, why can't you? This is the only advice that Mama ever really gave me. Keep praying. God will work everything out. It never really occurred to her that maybe she should try to work some things out for herself. Sometimes I wanted to shout, God's a little busy, Mama. He can't find your keys for you all the time. She was always lazy like that, expecting everyone else to do everything for her. God and I share the same problem. Tara, one of my roommates, drops more breakfast dishes in the sink. She's big and black as tar, so I call her Tara. But only in my head because I don't talk to anyone. Talk gets you into trouble, and these girls are looking for trigger words to be set off. As far as I'm concerned, I'm a mute. Clean it up, psycho, she grunts and bumps into me with the hardest part of her hunchback shoulder. Tara tried to kill her boyfriend. Stabbed him 10 times with a pen scotch taped to a ruler. When asked why she didn't use a knife, she said, knives are too dangerous. 17, but has a mental capacity of a 5-year-old. She, no lie, still colors in coloring books and counts on her fingers, using her knuckles when the number goes above 10. Keisha comes in stomping, slippers scratching against the floor, with her nail file in one hand and curls still all up in her hair. Oh my God, this place is so whack. I'm mad bored. Ain't nothing out here. You know why they got us here, right? To keep us all trapped in shit. She isn't really talking to me. She's just talking out loud with an audience. Keisha's from some projects in East New York. I've never been there. I've never been to a lot of places in Brooklyn. Mama said everywhere else outside her home was too dangerous. Kind of funny how our home wound up just being just that. Dumb bitches won't keep me slipping, Keisha mumbles, checking her eyebrows in the microwave. This is a girl who threw her desk at her math teacher, paralyzing her from the waist down, just because she didn't answer a question right. Most of the crimes the other girls in the house committed are like that. Crimes of passion, snapped moments, and good old-fashioned wrong place, wrong time situations. My crime was more psychotic. I was the 9-year-old who killed a baby. Allegedly. That's the word they always used. Even everyone in the house knows what I did, or thinks they know what I did. No one asks, though, because no one really wants to hear how I killed a baby. They don't even want to know why I killed a baby. They just want to pretend for knowing's sake. Excerpt from People magazine article, Girl 9 charged with manslaughter and baby's death. An unnamed 9-year-old girl faces manslaughter charges in the death of Alyssa Richardson. The case is generating controversy and tough questions about blame. Who should decide the outcome, the criminal courts or the mental health experts? And can such a young defendant be judged competent to stand trial? The girl, who is the daughter of the babysitter charged with Alyssa's care, is currently in state custody due to court at the end of March. If found guilty as a juvenile, she could face the maximum 11-year sentence, locked in a state penitentiary until she's 21 years of age. A second option would be to keep the child in a juvenile facility until she's 21, at which point a judge could consider sentencing her to an adult prison for a maximum term. The group home is always muggy, like how we live in an old shoe, smelling like corn chips mixed with roach spray. I never call the group home home. It's not a home. No house where you fear for your life can be considered a home. It's in flatlands by absolutely nothing. From the outside, it looks like a 2-story brick face house. There are 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a living room, dining room, kitchen, office, and a half-finished basement. The sitting room looks like a doctor's waiting room. It's for visitors like families, social workers, or parole officers. Mary, quit your goddamn dreaming and mop them floors. Here, make them shine. The mop. A stringy black wig attached to a faded yellow pole. She pours a mixture of bleach and Pine Sol on the warped floor, the burning stench inching down my throat like a knife forcing me to gag. Eyes leaking. What's wrong with you? You pregnant or something? You better not be pregnant. The yellow linoleum becomes blacker, years of dirt bleeding back onto the floor. I wonder how many girls used the same mop before me. Stupid, because no matter how much she makes us clean, it doesn't stop the army of mice and the swarm of roaches from visiting us in our rooms at night. Dust covering our lungs like plastic, sitting in cat piss-soaked furniture, with dark panel walls leaving a house in constant shadow. Let's just say I've lived in better conditions. Then again, I've also lived in worse. The doorbell buzzes. It's not a friendly buzz, more like an angry dryer finishing its load. Reba, Get the door, Ms. Stein hollers next to my ear. Ms. Reba is security, Ms. Stein's second in command, and also known as her sister. She is the taller, thinner version of Ms. Stein, with greasy gray hair and giant breasts, wrapped flat so she can pretend she doesn't have them. All right, she hollers from her post on the living room sofa. She wears black wrist guards and one of those weight belts that sits right below her bulging gut. Yet I've never seen her work out or lift anything but food to her mouth. The front door has 7 bolts, 1 key lock, and a bar that takes her at least 5 minutes to open. It's for safety, they say, but really it's to make sure we don't run away in the middle of the night. Not that I've ever thought of it. You can hear her whimpering before the door even opens. It's the new girl. I shuffle by the kitchen doorway to get the first look at her. Mousy-looking white girl with dark pink lips and long, tangled brown hair, clutching a familiar state-issued bag of new clothes. Winters, my parole officer, lets her in. Morning, Judy. Reba, meet your new guest, Sarah Young. He passes her file off and then pats her on the back as if to say good luck. New girl is crying. Real sobbing. Snot-nosed tears. I'm jealous. I haven't cried in 6 years. The tears are frozen inside with the rest of my emotions. She probably doesn't think she did anything wrong. I was that girl too once. Thanks, boss. We getting any more? Ms. Reba asks, pressed for more minions to rule over. Ms. Stein signs his clipboard like he's a UPS driver delivering a package. Not sure. Can't say. Well, come on, child. Let me show you to your room, Ms. Stein says before hobbling down the hall, the mousy girl following behind her. Thanks, boss. We won't let you down, Ms. Reba says. He nods and adjusts his belt. From what I heard, he used to be in the army until he got shot in the leg or something, so he always walks with a limp. Any problems? Not on my watch. No, sir. She tucks her thumbs into her pocket and stands like Superman, smiling with the teeth the color of corn, sharp enough to eat through rock. Winter smirks and then glances down the hall in my direction and nods. Addison? I nod back. Winters had zero patience for me from the moment we met. You're going to give me problems, Addison. I can tell, he said. I wanted to ask why, but he looked like he wasn't in the business of explaining himself to anybody, especially not teenage girls. Staying out of trouble, he asks. I nod. Any problems? His eyes dart to Miss Reba and then back to me. Ms. Reba turns, giving me a sharp look, a warning. Wrong answer could leave me on bathroom duty for months. I shrug. Humph. All right, then. I'll leave y'all to it. Social services here tomorrow, yeah? Yep. I'll walk you out, boss. I go back to the kitchen, finish mopping, and head to my room. My bed sheets are piled on the floor in the hallway, sneaker footprints like tire tracks. The usual. I dust them off, remake my bed, and grab the Harry Potter books off my dresser. That joke of a bookshelf downstairs has the same crack they had in baby jail. I've inhaled 3 times, and I'd kill for something, anything new to read. But I'd never say that out loud. I'm a killer, after all. They'd probably think I'd really do it. Figures of speech are luxuries convicted murderers are not allowed to have. I sit and read about magic spells, waiting for the demon I spawned from to arrive. Excerpt from The Devil Inside, The Mary B. Addison Story by Jude Mitchell, page 21. Dawn Marie Cooper was born in Richmond, Virginia in 1952. The eldest of 5 children, she was forced to drop out of school at age 15 to take care of her growing brothers and sisters. I was always taking care of babies all my life. Her youngest brother, Anthony, died as an infant. The coroner ruled the cause of death as sudden infant death syndrome. Her brother's passing inspired Dawn to become a registered nurse. It is unclear where she received her training, but she worked exclusively in a neonatal care for many years. Dawn moved to Brooklyn, New York with her youngest sister, Margaret Cooper. Margaret wanted to pursue a career in the fashion industry, and Dawn was worried about having her live in the city alone. Dawn found work as an elderly caretaker. She met her first husband, Mark Addison, at a bus stop on Flatbush Avenue. Although Mark was 20 years her junior, they fell in love and were married within 3 months. Mark was killed on his way home from work by a junk driver. Shortly after, Margaret died of HIV-related complications. A devastated Dawn went into hiding. Mary Beth Addison was born in October. Dawn testified she had given birth at home, only bringing Mary to the hospital to get a birth certificate. She was 41. When describing what happened that day, she stated, "It was a cruel and painful birth. I knew something was wrong with her from day one." Yo, I can't believe this dumb shit. There ain't no trains, no White Castles, no corner stores, some bullshit. Keisha complains about the group home every single day. She could go out, but she chooses to stay inside, combing and straightening her hair every 10 minutes, like she's about to see someone new. Mama's like that too. Hair always has to look right, permed and hot combed perfect. Perfect. She would get all dressed up in heels to go to the corner store and never left the house without her lipstick. Cranberry brown. Smells like crayons. And it fucking stinks in here, she says, trying to open a window to let out the stench of rotting food. Ms. Reba pokes her head in our room. Mary, your mom's here. Like clockwork, Mama arrives at 2:35 p.m. every Sunday, right after lunch. This has been her commitment to me ever since I was locked up. I'll always remember what she said in the courtroom. I'll come see you every week. Well, on second thought, maybe every other week. Maybe every week would be a bit too much for my pressure. And sure enough, every Sunday, she would be in the visitors center at the baby jail, cheerful and bright as cotton candy. One of the officers working my cell block said she deserved Mother of the Year for all the love she showed a little psychopathic killer like me. Mother of the Year? Hilarious. Baby, she squeals in the sitting room, arms extended wide, waiting for her hug. Her hot pink skirt suit is paired with a matching bag and shoes that could almost blind you. Her cream church hat is centered like a regal crown. Mama is all about appearances. I walk into her hug and she wraps her arms around me as tight as she can, kissing my face like always. I pull away, the remnants of her burgundy lipstick burning my cheek. She smells like my childhood. Pepper, pomade grease, and laundry detergent mixed with that purple lotion from Victoria's Secret one of her boyfriends gave her. How's my baby girl doing? I have to give it to the woman. She puts on a show through and through, even when no one's watching. I'm fine, I croak out. My voice is scratchy and feels funny for not talking for so long. I can't keep up with silent treatment with Mama. She'd nag me to death until I at least spoke 5 words. Well, come on, baby, let's sit. Talk with your mama for a while. We sit on the old blue couch. Everything in the room is a hand-me-down, thrift store finds. It's like me and Mama's first apartment, except warmer. Mama wraps her arm around my shoulder, smiling ear to ear. She's always so happy. All my life, she was the happiest person I'd ever met. Inside her bubble, no one or nothing could get her down. She smiled during evictions, smiled after Ray would beat the shit out of her, smiled when we were dead broke, and even smiled during my manslaughter sentencing. See, baby, it's not so bad. At least it's not murder. She's the most optimistic person on earth, even when she's visiting her daughter in a group home. Baby, your hair's getting so long, she says, looping her fingers into my kinky curls, poking at the ends like a bouncing spring. You may need a trim soon. It's fine, I snap, shooing my fingers out of her hair. She folds her hands in her lap with a closed-mouthed smile, glancing around the room, bobbing to some mystery music in her head. She is waiting for me to ask about her. I'm an irrelevant factor to these visits, so she's here to make herself feel good. So, Mama, how are you? Her eyes light up and sparkle like big stars, as if she was waiting her whole life for someone to ask her that question. Oh, I'm so blessed, baby girl, just so blessed. I wish you'd been at church today. Boy, Pastor had an amazing service for our truly awesome God. Oh, and last week we had... I stop listening and stare, counting the wrinkles on her face, trying to find pieces of myself in her. She has dark skin, small brown eyes, big lips, a wide nose, and a sharp, pointy chin. Her black hair never grew past her ears. I have light skin, big hazel eyes, a narrow nose, and a round face. My dark hair has always been curly and long, lightened in the sun. She says I'm the spitting image of my father, but I've never seen a single picture of him to prove it. And while I rarely do, when I smile, I see her smile. And that has always scared me. And the youth ministry is putting on a play next week for the church 50th anniversary. Oh, baby girl, they're so excited. They asked me to make refreshments, and I told them only if they behave because they just about fought over my banana pudding at the day after they locked me up. Mama jumped into the deep end of the Baptist church and was born again. The devil tried to get me through my daughter, and I wouldn't have it. The church took pity on her, of course. No decent woman like her would ever be responsible for raising such a monster. That devil must have came from her daddy's side. So, young lady, aren't you going to ask about Mr. Worthington? Mr. Troy Worthington, my new stepdaddy, owner of a soul food restaurant and apartments in Brooklyn. They met at church, of course. He's one of the deacons. She married this one only 6 months after my sentencing. They honeymooned in Hawaii. She brought me back a seashell. I've never met him and don't really need to either. So sit up straight, baby. You always look better when you sit up straight. So, mama, how is Troy? Mr. Worthington. And yes, baby, he's doing just fine. We went out the other night to this beautiful, mama did it. She had finally married rich, so she could be what she's always pretended to be. She's still talking about Troy, but I know what will shut her up quick. Sounds great, mama. I smile and cozy up to her. Hey, you think I could come to church with you sometime? Her face drops and she wipes away a nervous smile. Well, now, baby, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need permission but we could ask. And Troy could. Oh, baby, I plumb forgot, she said, glancing at the watch she isn't wearing. I was supposed to pick up Mr. Worthington's dry cleaning. You know how he needs his suits for? Well, the place closes in an hour. She jumped straight up, straightening her skirt, pulling a marked up Bible out of her purse. And I still need to drop off these flyers for the church picnic next weekend. But before I leave, scripture for you. Ready? It's from Peter 1 Peter 5:8. It reads, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, walks around as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. Still trying to cast that devil out of me, I see. She smiles and puts her Bible away. Now I will see you in 2 weeks. Same time now, okay? She kisses my other cheek, leaving the same war paint mark against my skin before rushing out. And that's it. Her 15 minutes is up, like clockwork. Why in the hell did you use my deodorant, you dumb bitch? I didn't use anything, you stupid punta. Marisol and Kelly are fighting for blood in the hall again. Almost once a week, Kelly is fighting someone. She's a real monster, with the bluest eyes and the blondest hair. If she stands still and doesn't talk, she looks like Barbie. I heard she was captain of the cheerleading squad at her high school before she ran into 2 girls in the school parking lot with her Range Rover. Something to do with them missing practice. Ay, Kondo, kitayate diamensa, stupid. I didn't touch your shit. The tussling blonde and black ball of hair ran into the wall, dust flying. Another hole, another doy for the mice. That's 15 on the second floor alone with 10 downstairs. Yes, you did. Get her, Kelly. That's Joy, Kelly's shadow. She is the gossiper, knows everything about everybody's business. Skinny as straw, her nappy hair can't grow past an inch with bald patches where the perm burned her. Joy pushed a girl into a moving train for talking to her boyfriend, except he wasn't really her boyfriend. I didn't use it, Marisol says in her thick Dominican accent. The new girl did. Uh-oh. Poor new girl, not even 6 hours in the house and is already being blamed for something. Kelly lets go of Marisol's hair and storms into the bedroom looking for new girl. Where is the little bitch? Kelly drags new girl off the top bunk and into the hallway while she screams. I watch from the safety of my own top bunk. No, please, no. Shut up, you little... Get her, Kelly. She drags her down the hall by her hair, others cheering like it's a football game. I go back into my book. Mind your business and you won't get hurt. That's always been my motto. What's going on? Ms. Reba screams from the bottom of the stairs. That's the kind of enforcer she is. Always a good 10 minutes late to the party. Just like in baby jail, the CEOs weren't ever around when I needed them. Ms. Reba breaks up the fight, or pummeling, however you want to look at it, and brings new girl down to the kitchen to get fixed up. Ice for the black eye, Band-Aid for the cut forehead, aspirin for the pain. An hour later, Ms. Reba returns new girl to her room next to mine. Hearing her cry into her blanket through the walls reminds me of my first night in the group home. Except I didn't cry. I never do.